What's up, veterans? VA Disability Guy here, and this video is one you definitely don't want to miss. Today, I'm going to show you all how to actually file a VA claim. Now listen, I know there are many of you that think you need to have an attorney no matter what, and honestly you don't. Alright, you can file your VA claims on your own. As long as you have your medical documentation, your diagnosis, you can do everything that a VSO or an attorney basically can do for you on your own in like 20 minutes. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. You won't regret it. And if you find this content of value to you, leave a like on the video. That way other veterans like yourself are going to be notified by YouTube that this content might actually be valuable to them. So without further ado, let's get into today's content. I've said on many occasions that almost 90% of veterans are underrated or consider themselves to be underrated by the VA. We don't necessarily know why this is, but a lot of veterans don't file claims and they don't file for increases. And some of them tend to say it's because they just don't know how to file a claim. Some of them will say they thought it might be hard to do so, or they thought they needed a lawyer, VSO, etc. to do so. And some veterans even tend to think that they just don't deserve a higher rating. And I get it. I've been guilty of that as well. You know, I might sometimes compare myself to other veterans that have lost limbs, and a lot of times it makes me feel like, man, I don't deserve what I'm getting. But to be honest with you all, your disabilities should never be compared to another person's disabilities, all right? And legally by law, if you served the United States military, if you did that, you raised your hand, you took the oath, then by law, if you have a disability that's service connected, you deserve compensation. That's just the law. All right? So, I want to show you all how to file a claim. If you have never done so, like I say, it's very easy. You can do it in about 20 minutes. So let's get right into it, and here's the tutorial. All right, y'all. So the first thing you're going to do is go to va.gov, which is the VA's website, and you're going to sign in. All right. Recommend you use ID Me because this one is stable. It'll be here for a while. I think DS Logon is done, but I use ID Me. All right, so it's going to ask for your credentials. Of course, I'm not going to let you all see mine, so I'll see you in a second. And once you've entered your email and your password and click sign in, it'll bring you to this screen. And of course, I have the two-way authenticator on. And so it's going to send me a text message with a code. And then it'll bring you to this screen. And you have to enter the code that it sends you in your text message. All right. And then you hit continue. Okay, now it's going to bring you to your main screen where it just shows you, of course, your information, your VA rating, if you have any current claims and appeals, it'll show you that. And you know you're logged in because you'll see your information here at the top. So to file your claim, you're going to click here where it says VA benefits and healthcare. You'll next go to disability and click there. And you will see file a claim online. You click that. All right. And it's going to basically tell you for disability, you're going to fill out basically this form, but they're going to do it online and they're going to make it pretty easy. It doesn't take that long and you can literally do it yourself. You don't need a VSO. Do I recommend them? Yeah, if you don't really know what you're doing and you're not very educated on this process, yes, I definitely recommend that. An attorney or a VSO or anything like that, someone to help you. But honestly, you all can do this process by yourself. All right, so it's just going to ask you a few questions. And the first one's going to be, are you on active duty right now? Some of you may be. However, in this situation, let's say you're not. All right, next is going to ask you, are you filing a new claim or are you disagreeing with the VA decision on an earlier claim? So in this situation, we are going to be filing a new claim. All right, we don't disagree with a decision that they've made, like to deny or anything like that. So we're going to be filing a new claim. And then it's going to bring you here. It's saying based on your response, you will file for disability benefits using this form. And you can now click here to file a disability claim online. Now, this is where you got to pay a little bit of attention because I want to explain this to you. Notice it says, by clicking the button to start the disability application, you declare your intent to file. This will reserve a potential elective date for when you could start getting benefits. You have 1 year from the day you submit your intent to file to complete your application. Now, let me explain this to you. So when you file this claim online, all right, this intent to file, basically you have, for those of you, let's say you wanted to start your claim now, but you didn't have all of your medical evidence, right? You could file your intent, which we're going to do today, and you have 1 year from then to turn in all of your evidence and file your actual application or your actual claim. All right. And by doing that, when the VA does approve it, odds are they'll backdate your pay. So you'll potentially get back pay from the day you filed the intent, which is what we'll start doing right now, right? So now if you have all of your medical evidence and everything like that, you can just file your claim right now. And we're going to go through that process as well. But I just wanted to explain this paragraph for you all right? So now you're going to get into the actual steps to file your new or secondary condition for an increase in your disability compensation. All right, so notice they do say when you file a disability claim, you'll have a chance to provide evidence to support your claim, and evidence could include, all right, this is the big deal, all right, VA medical records and hospital records that relate to your claim condition or that show your rated disability has gotten worse. All right, so as usual, you got to have your medical evidence. You need your diagnosis, all right? Or you can turn in private medical records that are pretty much the same thing, okay? So VA medical records, if you see the VA for all your medical conditions, or if you see a private doctor, you can have those documents as well. And you can also upload supporting statements from family, friends, co-workers, clergy, or law enforcement personnel with knowledge about how and when your disability happened or how it got worse. So this is like your buddy statements, things like that, your lay statements and things like that. So if your wife or your husband knows that you snore and you have sleep apnea, you stop breathing at night, they can write their letter that states the credibility of your claim, right? And of course, that person has to be like 18 or older, I believe. All right, so those are the documents that you will need. If you don't turn in this stuff when you file this claim, odds are they're gonna deny you. All right, so just make sure you have this stuff. And remember, you can just file your intent and you have 1 year to get this type of documentation to turn into them. And this will be step 1 of the process. Step 2 of the process is when you actually apply. That's when you'll complete the disability compensation benefits form. After submitting the form, you'll get a confirmation message and you can print that for your records. All right. And then 3 is going to be your actual VA review. They're going to review everything. And then the 4th step will be an actual decision where they determine whether or not you're going to get a compensation for that disability. But what you'll do is you'll click Start the Disability Compensation Application. Now, once this page loads up, this is where you actually get started. It's going to start by showing you your information. Mine might be redacted or blacked out. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. If this information is incorrect, you can call this number and have your information updated. You definitely want this to be correct, and it's basically just your name, date of birth, and gender before you start this process. All right, and just understand that this form is going to save, because you're going to be basically filling out information online. It's going to save every page every time you finish a page, it's going to save on its own. And you can also click finish this application later and it'll save right then and there, and you can come back to it the next day or whenever you see fit. But this honestly probably doesn't take more than like 25 minutes. All right, so you'll hit continue if your information is correct. All right. Then it's going to give you even more information. It's going to give you your contact number and your email. You verify that's correct. It's also going to show your address. If that's correct, you're going to, once again, hit continue. And it asks, are you homeless or at risk of becoming homeless? If you are currently homeless, you click this button. If you're at risk of becoming homeless, you've clicked this button. But in this scenario, I'm going to click no. All right. And then you're going to hit continue. And notice at the bottom it says they saved it. All right. It says, are you terminally ill? And this just means, do you have an issue? Do you have a disability or ailment that you are potentially going to pass away from? In this situation, the answer is no. You'll hit continue. All right. Military service history. It's just going to tell you to verify your service. And in my case, I served from April 17, 2007 to October 27th, 2022. And if that's incorrect, of course, you can edit it. But my situation, it is correct. All right. And if it's correct, you're going to hit continue. Now notice you're already at step 2. This is a 5-step process. It's so easy, y'all. Y'all can do this. All right. You don't need anyone else to do this for you. You can do this process fully on your own, okay? All right, it says, please tell us what type of disability claim you're filing. Select all that apply. All right, are you filing a new condition, or is it one or more of your rated conditions that has gotten worse? All right, so this would be if you have a condition that you already have and have been given compensation for, so they've already given you a rating for, and now that has gotten worse, so you're filing for an increase. But in this situation, we're going to file for a new condition, and we're going to hit continue. And notice it's saving every time you answer. All right, so we're going to hit continue. All right, now here they're going to ask you to enter the disability that you want to claim, and you can, and they make this easy. So let's say you're claiming flat feet or pes planus. It didn't come up, huh? Let's see. Flat. Oh. So let's say, do they have black bilateral? There it is. So flat foot bilateral, right? You can add multiple conditions on this one application. Now, do understand, you can only do one intent to file and one claim at a time. Meaning, if you go through with this, you will have to wait before you do another one. So you can put as many conditions on here as you see fit. All right, but we're just gonna put the one flat foot bilateral, and we're going to continue. So notice they say they're going to ask some follow-up questions about each of your disabilities, and they'll go through them one by one. So if you had multiple disabilities that you added on there, they're going to ask you questions for each and every one of them. All right, but you'll hit continue. Okay, what caused this service-connected disability? My disability was caused by an injury or exposure during my military service, so directly service-connected. My disability was caused by another service-connected disability I already have, and they give you an example. I have a limp that caused lower back problems. This would be for a secondary condition. So let's say you have pes planus or flat feet, and it caused plantar fasciitis, which is pain in your heel. Plantar fasciitis would be your secondary right here. All right. My disability or condition existed before I served in the military, but it got worse because of my military service. So to give an example for this one, let's say you had flat feet before you ever joined the military, right? And they documented it at MEPS, Military Entrance Processing Center, I think. I may have said it wrong, but MEPS. We all go through MEPS. If when you got in service and you were wearing those boots that mess up your heels and hurt your feet and it got worse, this would be what you would put here. It was aggravated during service. And this one, my disability was caused by an injury or event that happened when I was receiving VA care. I'm pretty sure this one's more rare and hardly ever claimed, but this is while you were getting VA care. Something happened at the VA hospital, to my understanding. So usually this is not really clicked, but more than likely it's going to be one of these three. But in this situation, we're going to say it was caused during service. All right. Because we don't want to say, in this situation, we never had flat feet before. All right. Now they ask you to briefly describe your injury or exposure that caused your condition. For example, I operated loud machinery while in service, and this caused me to lose my hearing. And like I said, they give you an example, and they give you a whole bunch of characters, 400 characters that you can type. So you all can be very informative here, right? So let's just say during my military service, I was diagnosed, and remember, you all need your diagnosis, with flat feet, and you can put pes planus. I think that's how it's spelled. And even in here, you if you wanted, you could put how it affects you, all of the symptoms that you're having. Remember, I've talked about health literacy before, and if you haven't seen that video, I'm probably going to plug it up here at the top of the screen. But use your health literacy. The more you tell them, the more they have to go by when they're giving you your rating. All right, and once you're finished, you'll hit continue. All right, and then it just asks, pretty simple question: have you ever been a POW, or prisoner of war? If you have, you'll hit yes, and you'll fill out some information. In this situation, we're going to say no. All right, then you'll just hit continue. All right, so then it asks you, it says you may be eligible for additional disability compensation or benefits to help with special claims like the ones listed below. Adapting your home or vehicle to make it more accessible. So if you are claiming an issue that you need modifications to your house or your vehicle, there it is. All right, so home-based care. If you need help with everyday activities or are homebound because of your service-connected disability, meaning you need care every day, basically. Or individual unemployability, if your service-connected disability prevents you from holding down a steady job. And of course, individual unemployability, for those of you that don't know, let's say you're 10% for something that really incapacitates you and you cannot hold down a job. You could file for unemployability and they'll give you 100%, to my understanding. They'll pay you for 100% because you can't work based off that disability. All right. So they're going to ask you a few questions and you just answer them. All right. So would you like to learn more about additional benefits? In this situation, for flat feet, I don't need these additional benefits, so I'm going to say no. But if you did, you just say yes. All right. Now they're going to summarize everything. Below is a list of the disabilities you're claiming in this application. If a disability is missing from the list, please go back and add it. So if you wanted to add more than flat foot, let's say you also had pes planus right now, right? And listen, y'all, Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't file your secondaries and your primaries at the same time, because you absolutely can, all right? Now, the thing is going to come down to, once again, that medical evidence, all right? And if it's not there and you want to add it, you can go back and add it, all right? But we're going to hit continue. All right, on the next few screens, we'll ask you when we can find, or where we can find, evidence supporting documents like doctor's reports, x-rays, and medical test results related to your new service-connected disability or condition. All right, now listen, you don't have to turn this evidence that you submitted with your earlier claim. You only need to submit new evidence that the VA doesn't already have. I'm gonna tell y'all what I recommend. Even though they say this, I would recommend you still give them documentation that you would think that they already have. All right. If it relates to this disability that you're claiming, give them the evidence right here and now. All right. Let them decide whether or not they're going to give you your rating. Just give them all the ammo and don't leave anything up to them. All right. So you'll just hit continue. All right. Is there any evidence you'd like us to review as part of your claim? Yes, because I recommend you have all of your doctor's notes and all of your medical documentation right now before you even file this claim. And notice, y'all, we're already at step 3. We're getting close to being done. All right. So what type of evidence do you want us to review as part of your claim? And they say you can give them VA medical records, private medical records, or supporting lay statements and other evidence. In this situation, I'm going to say we'll give them private medical records and supporting lay statements. Why not? So we're going to hit continue. Now we'll ask you about your private medical records for your claimed disability. Do you want to upload your private medical records? Yes, we do. Now, they tell you upload your medical records. If you upload a digital copy of all your medical records, we can review your claim more quickly. That's why I said you want to have your records with you. Uploading a digital file works best if you have a computer with a fast internet connection. The digital file can be uploaded as a PDF or photo-like format like a JPEG or a PNG. All right. Or they can get your medical records for you. I'm not even going to talk about this because I'd rather, like I said, I'm going to tell you the best thing to do is to give them the records on your own. All right. So you've already hit that you want to upload your records and you're going to hit continue. All right. So upload your private medical records. And remember, they tell you what kind of file types. All right. So it can be a maximum non-PDF file size of 50 megabytes, maximum PDF file size of 99 megabytes. All right, so here you would click upload file, and let's see if I can just upload something. So wherever you have your documents is where you'll upload them. So let's just say, okay, so DD214, boom. Now, okay, so now that's in there. You'll see your file right there. And then you can add more files if you've got multiple private doctor files. But in this case, we're just going to continue. Okay, did I mess up? It's a PDF, select the valid option. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. So you got to select an option that tells them what kind of file you uploaded. And in this case, I'm not going to say it was a release form. I'm just going to say other because these are just private files and you can do the same as well. All right, we're going to continue. Now it's asking for our lay statements that we said we would provide. And of course, the same rules are going to apply. So let's upload that. And I'm just clicking something, y'all. Don't worry about me. Well, actually, I used my commander statement that I had when I got out. Okay, there we go. And type of file. And notice on this one, they give you a whole bunch of different types. But in this case, I'm just going to put other correspondence. And we're going to hit continue. Now, we'll submit the below private medical records for upload, and they're just giving you a review of everything you uploaded. So there's the so-called fake private medical records, and this is the lay statements. All right, and you'll hit continue. Now, after we review your disability claim and supporting evidence, we may ask you to have a claim exam, also known as a compensation and pension or CMP exam, if we need more information to decide your claim. All right, so they're just saying, hey, you know, after we review everything, we might have you come in. They're gonna have you come in and do a CMP exam, and these are the actual medical partners that they use. They use QTC Medical Services, Veteran Evaluation Services, or VES, and they use Logistics Health Inc. All right, so they just tell you what happens if you miss a call. Feel free to read that. Then they say, why do you need a claim exam? They explain it, but let's just be real. They're gonna examine you to make sure that you're not being false in your claims, and they want to. A lot of times they're looking for a reason to DQ you, in my opinion, but neither here nor there. So you'll hit continue. And now we're at step 4. Y'all, I told y'all this process is not hard. All right. So we're currently playing. And this is just them giving you information. And in this situation, they're just showing you your account information and where they're going to pay it. If you don't have this filled out, you can add a new account and you'll just put in your account information. That's so that if they decide to give you compensation, they'll know where to pay it to. All right, you'll hit continue. Then they ask, are you currently a VA employee? If you are, hit yes. If you aren't, hit no. I'm not. All right. And now we're at number 5 of 5. Look at that. Very quick action, y'all. All right. And you're basically doing a review. You're going to review your details. You're going to review your disabilities. And this is a new condition. All right. Flat foot, bilateral. It's just basically a review of everything you just filled out. Support and evidence. Here's everything you uploaded. All right. And then your lay statements will be the same and any additional information. Now, at this point, this is a big deal. We're going to talk about this right now. Okay. All right. According to federal law, there are criminal penalties, including a fine and or imprisonment for up to 5 years for withholding information or for providing incorrect information. Basically, this is just saying if you go out here to the VA or any disability entity, whether it be Social Security or the VA, and you're lying and you're giving false information, trying to get money, you could be fined or you can go to jail, right? And there are people that have gone to prison for this stuff. So as I always tell you all, please be honest. Do not lie about your disabilities. Don't try to finesse this system. Because at the end of the day, you all have to have the medical diagnosis. You have to have the medical documentation to back these claims, right? So just do what's integral. You all served in the military. You know how to have integrity. We're not going to harp on that. But you have to literally click this button that says you accept this. You accept all of this information, all right? And all you'll do is click submit the application. I'm not going to submit it because, of course, this is just to show you all. But that's all you do. That is literally the entire process, and it was maybe 20 minutes or so. It's that quick, y'all. You can do it on your own. Easier than you thought, right? Yeah, I know. Look, please remember this. Before you file your claims, have all your medical documentation. So if you got buddy statements or lay letters, diagnosis, you see a private physician, go to that private doctor and ask for your medical records before you file these claims, okay? You don't necessarily need a VSO. You don't need to pay for these programs. These folks saying they'll help you get these 100% ratings. You can do all of this by yourself in like 20 minutes, as you just saw. All right? So don't wait. Don't make the top 5 mistakes that people make. This is a video I just uploaded. If you haven't seen it, it's going to be up here, all right? If you like this video, you found use in it, leave a like on the video. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of these videos, get the information, meet us in the comments. Let's talk about these disabilities, okay? And until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. And I'll catch you later. Peace.